Hi, well, this is After the Show Interviews. I'm Dawn Reese, your Hollywood entertainment reporter for Hollywood Connections. And I can't thank Keith so much from my heart. When I met him on the Sunscreen Film Festival a couple times and you've interviewed, I've said, here's my card. I need you on my show. Well, now we're going 106.1 FM. We're really excited. We're on 3 AM stations, but you know the social media, Keith, goes crazy afterwards.
Absolutely. It's fantastic. Just to give you a little story, my wife was not big on social media about 5 years ago, and when she discovered Facebook, Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, and so on, I can't get her off. We have someone who gets booked. I go, honey, I need you to work. No, I can't. I'm in the middle of telling the rest of the world our success story, and I can't get her off the thing. I mean, she's on it sometimes till 2 in the morning. Even her mother says, can't she put that thing down for just a little while?
It's so funny. I'm on my computer at night doing my work and my bookings for the show. And of course, I go to bed, my husband's sound asleep. And what am I doing? Scrolling. Dawn, what do you have on? Why is that light on? I'm still working.
Hey, that used to be me. 6 or 7 years ago, she used to yell at me about getting off the computer. Now it's her.
I gotcha. Well, what I want to ask you is we're going to have maybe some success stories from your models. Maybe next time we'll have some photos to show you what we're doing now. I mean, this is not old school. You don't need a portfolio anymore. Is that correct? Or do you?
Well, you need to take your photos, okay, but you don't necessarily need to be sending out comp cards. Everything's electronic now, so generally you can get an email and send your photos over that way. If an agency takes you on, or if we take you on, what will happen is we'll store your photos on our computer and we'll start sending them out to our clients. Now, the only reason you'll need a comp card or a headshot, depending on which parts of the industry you're in, or a video, even if you're a model, you still need a video, just talking about what you like to do on a daily basis. You're going to be on set. You're going to be going to castings. You're going to be meeting producers, directors, and in a quick instant, they're going to be going by, hey, it was nice meeting you. You got a card. And you can't sit there writing things down. So it's really better at this point to have a business card with maybe a couple of photos on the front, the name of the agency. On the back, you can put your email, or you can leave it blank and decide, who you're going to give your personal information to or not. The comp cards, walking around with it, and the headshots is kind of in the past. There are still some old schoolers that like you to bring it to the casting, but it's far and in between. So you don't necessarily need a lot of printouts of that.
Now, what are some of the jobs that have been coming through Alexia Model and Talent in Tampa that you can kind of give us an idea what your talent has been put out on in the last couple of years and months?
Well, it ranges everything from the fun stuff, Universal Studios, Disney Parks, which we just booked a whole bunch of people on just recently today, as a matter of fact, to like Harley Davidson, a lot of HSN products, that you see. HSN is huge business in the area. Bell's department store, Nordstrom's department store. There's a company called Scrubbin', a lot of surgical kind of clothing. And then there's commercials. Dairy Queen, we booked actually one of the models on a Dairy Queen commercial. Here's a perfect success story. A lot of the models, believe it or not, don't like to talk. If they meet you in person and there's no camera going, they can chat up a storm. But when a camera is going and it's moving, a lot of them freeze up. So when I ask them, would you cross over and do commercials, film, and TV, a lot of them don't want to do it.
Right, but you just say, I'm just a model. I just want a model. I'm like going, oh my God, do the circle.
Right. Yeah. Well, a lot of them are good when the camera is a still camera. They've gotten into a rhythm and gotten used to that. But you still need to say to the photographer, hey, am I moving right? Did you get the photos you need? You still have to have a bit of a schmooze going on there. But when it's a moving camera, it's a whole different thing. But I finally got one model to give it a go. I said, look, you're not going to talk anyway, but if you could just imagine, you'll be a principal in this, just imagine it being still photography that's shooting really fast. Rapid. And she went and she booked the Dairy Queen. It was a residual commercial, which means every time it runs, she's making money. And she's able to continue doing her print work.
Wow. A lot of people want to know about how you started. We're going to have a secret, maybe next time that you come to the show in 2 weeks. And we'll take call-ins and we'll show what photos you're supposed to be doing these days and all that good stuff. And also, you have a question, Maria, I'm going to bring over this like a little talk show setup. What is your question for Alexia, for Keith?
Well, I understand that you are in high fashion, but little girls like me also want to do modeling. What do you say to them? What do we do? What avenues do we take?
Actually, it's still the same. Okay, you have our email address, so send us your photos. They can be snapshots, 5 or 6 headshots, 5 or 6 full body shots. You should shoot in what we'll call form-fit clothing. Send it over to us. We'll take a look. If you don't hear from us that day you send it over, give us a call to make sure we actually got it. And then we'll take it from there. And to answer your question, it's called lifestyle modeling. Okay, high fashion requires you to be a certain height, while lifestyle doesn't require that, and there's more of that in the area, such as Bell's department store for kids, HSN for someone like yourself.
Explain to those of us that don't know what it means, the style modeling.
Well, the high fashion, most high fashion models are going to want to go onto a bigger market. They want to end up in New York, or they want to go overseas to Paris or Milan. They're going to be at least 5'9" or taller when they're when they get to a point where they're working. 13-year-olds, believe it or not, we had one that was 6 foot. Tallness is important. There's many reasons for it. If you're 5'6", 5'7", we can still take a look. But on the lifestyle side, it stands for what it is, lifestyle. It's everyday kind of, shots. Bell's department store will take a look at you even if you're not a high fashion model, because they do a lot of lifestyle shooting, with the kids and stuff and parents and so on. Disney and Universal do a lot of still printing. So they will need what is called lifestyle parents, everyday, kind of people, but professionals, people who know what's expected of them to show up on time, preferably early, prepared with their wardrobe if they're asked to bring any, and whether they need to be in makeup or not.
So, in other words, we could do catalogs and brochures and that kind of thing.
Right. Absolutely.
Awesome.
Great, that gives us hope.
Maria, you speak Spanish. So what about, yes, and say hola to the Espanol world.
Hola, ¿cómo están todos?
How is your bilingual?
Muy bien, gracias. Estudio español en colegio por 5 años. But Spanish is another thing. In this market, if you speak Spanish, it's another good reason to send us your photos and let us know that, especially for commercials. But here's the kicker, and I said this earlier. It's not enough just, hey, I'm a pretty face and I want to do this. There's got to be a certain level of courage, because when the call comes, I promise you, if you're not doing this every day as a process, it'll come at a point when you're doing something else and you'll not know how to stop what the other thing is that you're doing to come do this audition. That's why we ask you to be ready for the call, when it happens, and that's why we want to see photos ahead of time.
Awesome. And we'll be right back. So it's